welcome to another Black Desert mobile video. Today we're going to talk about the beginning gameplay and strategy with a couple of tips in there, right? So if you notice, the first thing is that I'm just logging in and look at all the stuff that I got while I was AFK. Very important, right? So I'm going to show you that it's not accessible from your camp, but if you come into the top right corner, click, and then there's a sleep at the very bottom, and you will press that and it goes into this mode, right? Now, it's telling you that you're low on potions. That was that at the bottom right where it says 11. You only have 11 potions left. But when you go to Black Spirit mode, it's going to tell you I don't have enough space and I don't have enough items. Right? I've got enough weight, but I'm 98 out of 100. So I need to come and deal with some stuff before I can go into sleep mode. But it'll give you three options, and you can fish, you can gather, or you can hunt, which is basically you can XP your guy offline, right? Now, if you buy the Black Spirit Plus, it's going to give you the 6 hours instead of a 3-hour duration, but I find that the 3-hour really does do what I need. So you pull the sword out to enter back into mode, right? So I want to check my inventory. It's the bag at the top, right? Kind of the middle icon next to the sword and axe, and it shows you what you have. Now, I've been lucky enough to pull this Liberto staff, which is one of the better staffs for a witch, and I pulled it early on, so I'm going to be able to start enhancing it, but for right now, it's not going to touch the 134 that I have in the Tyrian staff, even though it's the same crit, and I can't use it until I awaken the Black Spirit 5, and I don't want to go over that just yet, because that's kind of self-explanatory, but I will touch on, you can even see I have 1,000,000 gold, right, at the very top right, and 433 dark pearls, which is going to be, I'll tell you why that's important. So for anybody who pre-registered, once you get to a certain level, you're going to end up with a pet. And if you look on the very left-hand side, it'll say Southwestern Gateway, and then the pets will be kind of right down this area. This is the one you get automatically, and we've completed a level 5 training for the cat, and the dog is still going for another 25 minutes. These will run around and pick up loot for you. They'll add bonuses for you, very helpful. But the cat you get as part of the pre-registration, and you can buy it with 400 dark pearls, so the minute you're able to and you've saved enough, you're going to want to go and get that second pet. Now, you can go to the market, and I want to just show you this. If you hit the 3 stripes at the top again and pull it open, there is a market button that looks like the scales. You'll be able to push it. And so here you can actually just click on pets and see there's actually a $2 million shepherd token that's available, and it's the only thing available right now on the market. But if you had 2 million coins, you could add a third pet, and then what you do is you combine pets to raise their level and to get even more bonuses from it. The game is really set up where it kind of spirals like most games where you combine things to gain. Now, the thing with the market is it's going to be pretty tricky. Most of the stuff that you buy right now and people sell buffs in here too, so the Black Spirit Plus, and somebody already bought that shepherd, didn't they? Yeah, somebody already bought the shepherd while we were watching and filming this video. So people will buy buffs for pearls and sell them for coins as a way to boost a little bit more and get some coins, but I'm gonna show you a couple of things as far as tips, right? You will be able to go into your weapons here and see if you click on grade and average grade, it will show you the high-end stuff. If you're looking at a Kazarka longsword, that is the highest of the high-end type of stuff, right? And as you look, it's already a 135 attack, and it's not even enchanted. Mine's a 15 times enchanted, the Tyrian staff, and it's only 1 below. So starts at a base 135, which is fantastic. But if you scroll down for like a witch, for instance, you need a staff, and if I come down, I can see like these staffs are already for sale. And you want to be careful, right? Each one is different. So like for the witch, it's going to have a crit chance on there for the Liberto, which is nice. But this one will have an attack speed. Not really critical for that. The Hasius, and then let me see. This one is a crit chance and attack speed. So, you know, the staffs are for different classes, and you want to be very careful that you're within your class. I will say this. I'll show you what gear that I have, and I'm kind of maxed out at where I'm at, right? So, like for me, it's going to require me to, get some new gear and some upgrades now to make a lot of progress, and I'm going to show you like the different areas that I've stopped at, right? So if I click on here into my info, And look, you'll see that I have a plus 15 staff here. That's the Tyrion that we were just looking at. I have a 14 secondary, which is the Elisha dagger, or Elisha, however you want to say it. I've enhanced them pretty far. 14s and 15s are a pretty good amount, but you can see the AP/DP on there. It makes a big difference what you have AP/DP, but your CP or your combat points is what enables you to go into certain areas to fight. Well, and I'll explain that too, right? And then what I did was I got the Agarian armor because it had plus 10 mana on there, and you don't want to run out of mana while you're fighting because it's just crazy. And then once you have so much of it, you get a magic regen put in. Here's an area that you're going to be able to get up to quick that will supplement you, or your accessories. So you get a ring, you get a necklace, you get a belt, and then you get earrings, right? And each one does different things. So you can see on here it has a crit chance and attack speed. And what I would do is find the ones that you want by the marketplace, and then only keep those as you're adventuring on. See, I messed up and I started to enchant this belt, but it's got an attack speed on there, which I really don't need, and only a 2% crit. So I need to find a different belt that I want to go ahead and start to enchant. Now, when I say enchant, I'll show you what I mean by that. When you go into your Black Spirit, you're going to have an enhancement, and it's going to pull you to this segment, right? So now I can touch any gear on the right of the first 6 bubbles, meaning from these gloves up, right? I can't enhance it any further. A 15's as big as it goes. Let's actually see. Yeah, the staff will go higher. So you'll see in the middle it has a 0.7% chance of upgrading right now if I hit enhance on it, but it actually won't let me. As I start to add, and I don't want to add any more to this one. Let's go to the armor here. Nope, I don't have enough there. Let's go to my secondary. Yep. So on my secondary weapon on the dagger, I'm going to click on these stones, and each one that I click adds 19%, and so you can see it's a total of 57. And then as you click the next stone down, they're just not as great quality, right? So you're going to have to add more of them, and it looks like we're going to get to 100. So you can fail and get nothing in this and waste all your mats, or you can go to 100 or pick a number that's good for you, right? So I just go to 100 and enhance it because I roll in stones for enhancement. Like I get so many of them because of the offline, right? And then boom, it comes up and it tells me that Trigga's beat Red Nose 2, which I'll show you the boss runs on a different video. But that's basically simple enhancements for gear, and I'm going to cover this again because I'm going to start a secondary character because I'm kind of at a breaking point with my witch right here. So it tells me something's going on with my cat. We're going to train a skill, and we're going to go ahead and confirm that and start him moving. So you are going to need to go to shops like quite frequently, right? So when you look here, I'm at the southwestern gateway, and if I look on the map by pressing the 3 lines and go to world map, you can see that I'm kind of in this neutral border zone where my little exclamation mark is, but I'm going to have to go to Serendia, and I can just go to Glish. It's the closest town, and then it's going to port me there. Nothing like the online game that takes hours to move around on the map. And look at these graphics on here. I'm just absolutely stunned. And then of course, if you nope, sorry, wrong button. If I expand what I'm near, you can see that everything with a green arrow is actually someone you need to talk to, or there's a repeatable quest or something along those lines. It will help you with your knowledge, and that's a whole other topic because the game has so many layers to it. But specifically, I need to sell supplies, right? So my horse is in, and it's got all the barding on there because we did the pre-registration, so I got a nice little looking war horse, right? You'll notice that as the weeks go on, there's not going to be many of these around because people will pre-register, play a few weeks, and move on to the next game, and you'll end up with a really nice looking horse that not many people have. So you're going to click on the potion. It opens up a window to sell stuff, and usually if you come to the bottom, there's something like this one right here. See this red orc nose ring? As your guy's out XPing around, he gathers this weight. So I'm at 831 out of 1500, and if I sell it now, I'm at 381 out of 1500. See how that works? In order to get a little bit more room freed up, I'm going to click off this menu, shorten that map, pull my pet up. I'm going to feed my pets, right? So I'm going to go onto here, and then I'm going to hit the dog and feed the dog. That's going to also free up a little bit of weight. So if I go back in and talk, you'll see I'm at 354. But what I need to do is get rid of overall items. I've got a lot of them. So like this cup is just a $50,000 cup. Very nice. Let me see what else we have here. I don't really see anything else that I want to sell. The sculpture, maybe. Yeah, well, no, I can give that to somebody. Patrigo, you can bargain with them. There's not really any gear. There's some green stuff, and I'm going to show you what to do with green gear. That's a Jurette's earring. Books. All right, so see there's a bunch of skill books, these green ones here and these brown ones here. That is a really good way to get rid of some items. You click on there, and then basically I'm just going to click on all skill books where the red button is. You can go one by one. I find that it takes a lot of time when you can let the game just auto go through it. Now if you don't have a lot of coins saved, you're going to want to be careful and just only update the ones that you need, or else you're just going to burn through a ton of coins. But it'll show you, actually, see how the boxes around the arcane bolts, as you scroll down, if there's anything else to upgrade, it'll have a blue dot on there. And then of course your green dots are where you can kind of specialize these attacks, and I'll let you guys we'll talk about that at a different one, because they're good to have a character set up for specific things, right? So like now I'll give you some tips. Some people get caught up with the storyline. Don't fall into that trap. Just click the button and click skip. You don't need to read everything. There's not a quiz at the end that they're going to say, how much do you know about this or that, right? So I would recommend you don't do that. This button with the bell is going to be a waste of time for some of it, but then you're going to want to say gather. It said gather your stones at your camp. So you'll pop into your camp and confirm that you want to shoot there. It'll load up your individual camp. And this, the bottom right, you can click the view to a larger view, which is what I like to see. Anything with the blue arrows is going to be something you can upgrade, and anything with a number beside it is something that can be done. These little hands are just extra supplies like weeds and stuff that are around. You can click on those. So if I wanted to come in here and take out, I'm going to gain some more stones, take out all. And then boom, I got some stones to upgrade gear with. That's why I say don't worry about enhancing. You're always going to get more stones. It only becomes critical like towards end game gear, when you don't get many of those super high valuable stones that you need to upgrade. Then you'll be a little bit more selective. But for the opening rounds, man, don't sweat it. Enchant it away, knock it out. So I'm going to need to clear my workers. I'll click on the workers button and then complete all. And then boom, I leveled up a couple guys. Now it's important to realize I did some exploring with this. See these Darian and Julius, how they're stuck at 10. If you go into your pub every so often, you'll be able to hire on extra workers. And so what you'll do is when you pop open this pub and enter, there'll be people here. Now, if I wanted to refresh and I hit the button, it's going to cost me 8 stamina. So I'll go from 96 to 84, or 88 at the top. But now look, I got a purple one that I can hire. So if I choose to hire that, I need to build more lodging, basically. But if I look at my worker list on here, let's see if I get a white one here. I need to learn how to fire them, but basically, let me see, promote or delete. Yeah, fire Darian, and then what we'll do is we'll hire this one in. So I got rid of one that's only going to be a 10, and I brought in like a one that can go now to 30 or 40, I believe, on the level wise. That matters because all their stats raise. They carry more, they work faster, they move faster, like just they're more loyal, like all that stuff comes in, right? So and then if I wanted to refresh again, it would charge me 9 more, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to fire somebody else. So now to put these workers to work, I want to build on stuff. So I want to raise the level of my refinery. I can go in here and it's going to tell me I have all the necessary supplies. I've got 90 of each type of wood, so I can upgrade it, confirm, assign a worker, and start. And now, so basically that's what you're doing. You're sending them out for supplies. Now I can actually do my blacksmith. For that, we're going to get the old Julius, get him going. So you can see like it's pretty easy to upgrade in here. You don't typically have to do a lot of work. You can manage your garden for food. You can harvest with one button and then plant them all back in if you have the seeds. So let's see if I have, yep, I only got 1 tomato. I got a potato. This is freeing up room in your inventory too. So I always look to say what are the least amount that I have, and I can plant all of those. Basically, we're just going to do them all, but that would basically free up another couple of spots in your inventory. If I back out, now I'm down to 76 out of 100. A lot easier now that we got rid of a lot of those books, but now I have a lot of stones. So if I want to get out of my camp here, and I want to go into, I believe it's the Black Spirit, and I wanted to look at fused crystals. You can do what's called an auto fusion, and I would recommend doing that until you get a purple one that has what you need. So boom, and then I want to go all the way up to rare and confirm, and then it just starts banging out the auto fusion and clearing out, and now I got a blue stone instead of like a bunch of just mid-grade green ones, right? So now if I come back out again, hit my inventory, I'm down to 70. So I cleared up another 4 spots on my deal. So now here comes a really interesting topic that we're going to deal with, the CP and then your Black Spirit CP. So if I click on the button, head to Black Spirit, you're going to be able to raise the Black Spirit's level, this bonus CP that you get by clicking Dark Energy and then auto selecting, and it basically does everything on a green level, and then you absorb energy here and confirm, and it's going to raise your guy up, right? So the higher you get, the more bonuses you get, the more that it can do. And you can also do the lower level gear in here as well, and now you'll see I'm at 63 out of 100, right? So now if I was wanting to, I'm actually going to log off for a little bit because I have some stuff to do. So what I'm going to do is go to gather. I'm going to go to let me see what I'm low at. I'm low at wood, so I'm going to go to logging, and I'm going to select all of them basically and tell them to go start logging within the map here. You can't do that when you gather on the world gathering. You can select logging, and then you can go to a particular type of log you need if you need something in particular. And the higher level you are, the more of these nodes open up. And the same thing with mining, right? If I wanted to mine and click here, it'll say all workers are busy because we've already sent them off to get a ton of wood, right? In your town there is a storage, which is kind of handy. You can trade between characters, and so on this one here you'll be able to take and move any of this stuff over to your storage and you know, basically make more room for yourself. So that's a quick way to flip between characters, because right now my next quest is let me shorten this window out and get out of my town, out of my camp here. My next quest right here is to defeat Orgo, and I've tried 2 or 3 times, and I'm not able to get even close. He starts with 20 levels, and you got to beat the bar down for each of the levels, and I get down to like 7 or 8, and then he kills me. So he goes through like a little mini enrage, and I just can't dodge him enough. His attack box is so wide that it's hard to get out of the way, and I don't have enough hit points to survive, even though you have the option in your settings to, if I come in here and you click on here and you go to game, I can tell it basically in convenience to where it says 70% or 90% for potions, and use high grade in potions. Now when I go back, like my character, I don't ever have to hit the potion, it will do it itself. So that's a neat little trick as well. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. There's a lot of information on here. I want to go through and do maybe tomorrow a video on how I've leveled so far. I've only played for 2 days, and in those 2 days I had 2 10-hour shifts to work, so I really haven't had a chance to play as hard as I would play. I'm going to get a little bit of a chance this afternoon after I upload this video. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to show you how to sleep your character now, because I'm going to have to buy some potions first actually. So let me click on medium potions. We're going to just stack up 200 of them, and we're going to confirm and buy, right? So you see my weight jumped up to 781. I've got 63 spots. Now if I get out of this town, click on Black Spirit or the sleep, and then Black Spirit mode. Now you see how the 3 modes open up. We're going to auto hunt some of my character levels. He's going to go to old Dandelion and confirm, and then it's going to give a countdown and then close the app. So now when I come back in, it will be going through and farming for me. Thanks guys, see ya.